Welcome to Untold Lores, The Investigation and What Was Measured, Part 3 of 4. Robert Muirhead, superintendent of the Northern Lighthouse Board, arrived at Eilean Mòr in January 1901 to conduct the official investigation. He had known James Ducat personally for many years. He reviewed every piece of evidence available, the logbook entries, the physical damage at the West Landing, the condition of the lighthouse interior, and the testimony of Joseph Moore and Captain Harvey. His written report was submitted to the Northern Lighthouse Board and has survived in the historical record. Muirhead wrote that he was satisfied the keepers had been in the discharge of their duty when disaster overtook them. He stated that the most probable explanation was that all three men had gone to the West Landing, either to inspect the damage caused by the storm or to secure equipment, and that an unexpectedly large wave had struck the landing and swept them into the sea. He noted that this type of rogue wave event, while rare, was not without precedent in Atlantic waters. He acknowledged, however, that this explanation could not account for all the evidence. It could not explain why none of the men had put on their oilskin coats. Muirhead was explicit about this in his report. He offered no resolution. The wave theory became, and remains, the officially accepted most probable explanation. It was never confirmed. The storm that Marshall described on December 12 and 13, the worst he had ever seen, the storm that drove experienced men to weep and pray, has never been precisely identified in the historical weather record. A storm. It was real and documented. But no other source from that period described a storm of the magnitude Marshall recorded in the log. The storm that Marshall wrote about, the one bad enough to make Donald MacArthur cry, was either far more severe at Eilean Mòr than anywhere else, or Marshall was describing something other than weather. Now consider what the official inquiry determined about the timeline. The last logbook entry was December 5. The Arctur noted the light was dark on the night of December 15. This means the three men disappeared on December 15, 1900, almost certainly in the hours between the final log entry, written during or after the calm and nightfall. On December 15, no one lit the lamp. This means the disappearance likely occurred in the afternoon, after the storm had cleared, in calm conditions, in daylight. Not during a storm.
Not at night.
In the afternoon. In calm. In day. A rogue wave is possible in calm conditions. 8. They have been documented. Moore's initial inspection and Muirhead's subsequent visit found no bodies, no clothing, no personal effects, and no physical trace of the three men anywhere on the island or at either landing. If a wave had taken them from the West Landing, even their caps or boots might have remained on the rock. Nothing was found. Not a single item belonging to any of the three men outside the lighthouse itself, and the overturned chair was inside. The last movement anyone could verify, based on the physical evidence Moore documented, was someone standing up from a table inside the lighthouse kitchen, not at the West Landing, inside the building. The most probable official explanation placed three experienced men at the West Landing in calm afternoon daylight. But the last physical evidence of their presence was an overturned chair inside the lighthouse, far from the sea, with their coats still on the wall. That's it for Part 3. Follow Untold Lores for Part 4. Like and subscribe for daily stories.